All right, full disclosure, this is the first time I'm giving this chat, so it could be 10 minutes, it could be 3 hours, so buckle up. I don't know how long this thing is going. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to turn backwards. All right, so I thought we can lighten the mood a little bit, but still gain some stuff, still have a little bit of fun while growing ourselves, while growing the box. Any fans of Ted Lasso out there? Oh, wow. All of you? What's that, Ren?
So where's Nikki Sharp?
Nikki Sharp is back there. Nikki Sharp and I, for a funny story. Sorry, guys, it's probably going to go about 2 hours. I'm realizing it now, yeah. Joel, you don't have to worry about talking today. I went to text Nikki Sharp like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like typing her name in. I'm like, why? I know she's in my phone. It wasn't popping up. No joke. I had typed in Ted Lasso. And I was like, oh, okay. And I text her. But we talk about it, and we're going to write a book about it. But in the meantime, we're going to do this little lecture. So be a better affiliate owner. Be a world-class affiliate owner via Ted Lasso. We're going to go over some 10 lessons. I'm going to give you guys some stories. We'll talk a little bit, and you guys will do some writing down, some thinking. So let's go to slide 1. Be curious, not judgmental. When you guys found CrossFit, let's go back a little bit. Who's been doing this CrossFit thing for more than 1 year? Everyone. Anyone less than a year? No. Who's been doing it more than 5 years? More than 10 years? Wow. What's next? Fern, we got 12? 12 years? What's that, like 2010-ish era? Wow, all right. How about, let's go years now. My math isn't that strong. 2008. All right, 2007-ish, so like 15-ish years back there. All right, Patchy Mike, is that the longest? When did you find CrossFit? 2006. 2006, yeah. When we found CrossFit back in the day, it looked a lot like, hey, somebody told you about it, you go on CrossFit.com, the old typepad yellow site, remember that? Hit refresh. You guys have to hit refresh every night? It's like there was no rhyme or reason to when the next day's workout came out. It's like 2 p.m. one day and then like 2 a.m. the next day. But when you found CrossFit, it was easy to be judgmental about it depending on your background. Bodybuilders out there, right? Chest tries Monday, right? Back and buys Tuesday. Some endurance, some yoga, all these different things that we came from. And then you find this thing that's like, what is this thing? They're doing all of it at once? And then how many of you started and were like, I love it. I'm never looking back. How many of you found it and were like, I don't know about this thing just yet? It's fair, right? A lot of us were like that. But the point is, if we never just thought about it, if we never got curious, if we never sought to understand it better and just wrote it off, we wouldn't be sitting here today. And I think we need to take that attitude to more things at the affiliate. It's easy to just write things off. This is silly. This is stupid. But can we implement some of these things and make changes to the affiliate that maybe we didn't think were a good idea? Next slide, please. No, skip this. We tried to do that. Yeah, we got that. What's something or someone you have written off because of your preconceived notions? How can you rectify that? So I want you guys to take a minute. What's something or someone you've written off? When it comes to owning an affiliate, when it comes to your personal life, we can get a little deeper here right now. Something or someone you've written off. What's the very first step you can do, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week? Tuesday, to begin to rectify that. Take a minute, write that down. If someone is comfortable sharing that once you've written down, I'd love to hear it. Jeremy, you willing to share?
Yep.
All right, let's hear it.
Affiliate you.
Tell I don't like you guys very much, but today I'm here. My first step. Yeah, what is it?
Well, when you first came to me with it, it was...
Jeremy, by the way, owns Ralston Creek CrossFit in Arvada, the only gym I've been a part of here in Colorado.
When you first came to me with it, it was easy to be, because we already knew each other too, it's easy to say, well, I don't need that. We're doing just fine, right? Kind of live within my comfort zone. Also, a big piece of that was my own personal beliefs, limiting beliefs about myself too, but it's easy just to think about, well, I don't know if it's worth it, or I don't need to do this. And now
Mm-hmm.
And again, it all is internalized, but yeah, that's one.
Cool.
The notion of it was that I don't need it.
Do any of you guys feel that way, even after signing up? Like, were any of you like, I'm doing this thing, but I don't know? Right, I came up in one of my groups yesterday, where you're like, who was it, Cheryl and Ken, why don't my coaches care, right? Remember that? And I was like, Fern and I give you guys homework and you don't do it. I'm like, that's how we feel. Why don't you guys care as much as we care? That's true. Sometimes we're like, man, like, how do you guys feel sometimes? We're like, I'm giving you, like, you're telling me you're unhappy. You're telling me your body's hurting. You're telling me you want to lose 10 pounds. Here's the magic pill. Show up 3 times, eat this way, and it works. And that's what we're telling you guys. Look around. I mean, there's nothing but success in this room. And if you're not quite there yet, the people sitting next to you weren't either a year ago or 2 years ago. You'll get there. Next slide. Ooh, doing the right thing is never the wrong thing. So if you guys that have been around for quite some time, there's a period around 2009, 10, 11, where everybody was going to regionals. Remember that? Like competing, like I'm going to regionals. Ryder, you were one of them? Did I go? Yeah, many times. Enjoyed watching it from the stands, yeah. So back in the day, when all of your members, and some of you still deal with this, right? Like, I need to do something special because I'm a snowflake over here. And I'm going to become one of the top 2,000 CrossFitters in the world. You have no idea how amazing that is. So it's not. And I need to do my own programming, right? Who's dealt with that at their affiliate? Well, I had about 30 of those people, and they were all paying me what the other members paid. And the way my original box was set up was I had 1 racquetball court on day 1, and when I sold that affiliate, I had 5. But 3 were on one side, walls busted down, and 2 were on the other. So I had this 2,400 square foot space and 1,600 just separated by a hallway about this width. And all the competitors would go into what we called the double and do their own thing, and it became very cliquey, very intimidating, right? They were a pain in the butt. We need X, Y, Z because we need a worm because we might go to regionals one day. And one day I was just like, you know what? I got to get rid of all these people, right? And it was the right thing to do with the box. It was 30 members paying full price, and I was like, I don't care. I'd rather have none of them than deal with the stress of my members, myself. I don't like these people. And what happened, I was like, hey, you guys have to do class. And probably 10 of them went and did their own thing, and the others just came back and did class. Right? Everybody wants to be a part of it, and oftentimes they don't realize that they're being turds, right? For lack of better terms. Like, you just don't, like, sometimes people do, hey, you're being a turd. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. Thanks for telling me. So improving that. So question is, next, what is one thing you've been hesitant to do or fix that you know is the right thing to do? Now, again, business-wise, personal-wise, think about that. When are you going to take care of this? What is the first small action you can take towards this? So maybe you've talked about it over the weekend, but let's write something down. What is one thing you've been hesitant to fix that you know you need to fix? And again, it doesn't have to be at the affiliate, it could be personal. Is anyone willing to share? Choss and Randy, what is going on back there? What do you got, Brittany?
I would say.
Choss, go ahead.
Sorry. I would say 4-week billing. He's very hesitant with that one, and it's been something that we've been working to him being okay with us doing.
Cool. Brittany?
I hired somebody to help me do like social media and new member acquisition and stuff like that probably about 6 months ago, and it became very apparent over yesterday's conversations and through a lot of like processing just because of the relationship that she's not the right person to do that job. And it doesn't mean that she's going to get fired. She is now a coach instead of just doing admin, so now I can just move her into
When?
Tomorrow, like it's tomorrow.
Cool. Good stuff, Brittany. Thanks. All right, next slide. Stay teachable. You know, when I found CrossFit in 2007, I was the only box in town. And there was no other coach. I think the closest coach was about an hour away. So I thought I was amazing. Because I was like, look at me. I'm the only, this is great. You guys are lucky to have me.
Still are.
Still are. Then I interned for seminar staff. And I was like, oh, that's what good coaching is. This is not. This is not what good coaching is. So I think it's, you know, relatively prestigious to make your way onto seminar staff. Brittany's on, Fern's on seminar staff. And like many of you, in 2007, when I took my level 1, October 2007, Coach Glassman, it was one of his very last seminars that he was presenting at. I was like, I want to do that. Whatever EC and Eva T and Nicole Carroll and Dave Castro, I was like, that is my only goal in life, is to be presenting at these seminars. So I was able to intern, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm this person. I'm like, they're going to hire me, obviously, after this, and I'm going to be doing this thing. And they were like, yeah, come back another time. And I was like, okay, the next time they'll hire me. Then they were like, no, not yet. Come back again. And it was, you guys know how many times I interned? 10. 10. I'd like to say it's a record. Fern, you think that's a record? Brittany says it's a record. But all the while, it would have been very easy to be like Mike G, Curtis Bowler, Chuck Carswell, Nicole Gordon, all these people that were watching me. Like, I'm good. You don't need to give me feedback. But I was like, no, I need to get better. I need to learn in order to make it on this team. 10 internships later, I made it. Been doing it for 10 years like these guys. 300, or Lindsay too, I should have said Lindsay. 300, plus seminars. But if I wouldn't have been willing to realize, okay, I've got some deficiencies and I need to get better, I wouldn't be there. Next slide. What is one thing that you need to learn more about to improve your coaching and business? What is one thing you need to learn more about to improve your coaching and or business? Who's willing to share? Ren? No.
People who fit my culture that I'm looking for.
Cool. So making sure the people that you're bringing in are people you want to be around. Do they pass the airport test, the layover test? Yeah? Yep, Brandon?
Time management on both ends, like not blowing my time like in class, but also using my time effectively as a business owner.
Yeah, how many of you guys realize that? Jared, where are you at? Jared's like, I excel from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Like, I don't know how that's true or not. But yeah, time management, putting everything on the calendar. And then who said it best? Was it Marcus? What did he say? Honor it. Honor your schedule, honor your calendar. Right? I always tell people, like, if you had a client paying you $250 an hour, and you were in the middle of something and they walked in, what would you do? You put that stuff down and you go train them. But for some reason, when the calendar beeps, like, take care of yourself, you're like, I'm too busy. Make sure if you're going to put it in your calendar, you then stick with it. Next slide. All people are different people. I was debating what I was going to say about this. I got kind of two different things I want to talk about. One, the funny part is, so I had these two members, Kelly and David, and they were like hippies, right? Like, some of you guys might, what's that? No, this was in upstate New York, Albany, New York. And when I say hippies, like, you might look at Ellie, but he's wearing a tie-dye shirt and be like, that dude's a hippie. No, like, hippie, like, next level, like, we smell, we don't shave ourselves all over, right? That type of stuff. But the nicest people, and they were also, like, crazy strict vegans. And in 2008, 2009, it was like paleo or die, right? And I'm like, you guys need to eat meat. And they're like, we're vegans. I'm like, I hear you, but you need to eat meat. And the relationship that I had with them was just never strong because I was just so judgmental about, well, this is the way we do things here. And it didn't give them an opportunity to, they were, meanwhile, coming in, doing amazing, but we were so determined to get them to change their belief system that we were never able to have a great relationship. And I think what's really cool about all you guys here is there's 100 people and so many different, demographics, and you guys have that at your affiliate. And one of the things that Fern and I talk about often is Ford. And as I get to know you guys, I don't know if it comes across, but I'm like crazy curious when I get to talk to you guys. Have I asked any of you an inappropriate question on any of our small group calls? Yeah. It's never inappropriate in my mind. I'm like, I'm just curious, like to know. Any relationship questions? Have I asked you guys relationship questions? Tanya, Joby, you guys are married, right? So I've asked you guys about that. The over-under. Trying to hit it, Tanya. It's just that we need to be curious about our members. We need to get to know them better. If you know their Ford, family, occupation, recreation's dream, you'll have a member for life. Do you guys have members that you don't know that about? Can you guys all think of one member you should know more about? Would you write their name down and get to know more about them next week? And don't be creepy about it, Anna, right? But just start asking questions. Next slide. How do you handle people of different beliefs and backgrounds? How could you be more accepting and improve how you talk and behave around different people? You guys have different demographics at times coming into your affiliate. And as intimidating as CrossFit is, it's even more intimidating if they're like, oh, no one here looks like me. So how can we improve upon that? Does anybody have something? Case?
Exactly what yesterday was all about. Just ask questions. Like it's that simple. Just rather than making a judgment, just ask a question and then ask another question and tell me more and listen.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Asking questions is great if it's followed by listening. Yeah. Good stuff, Case. Next slide, please. See good in others. Anyone have a coach or member leave their affiliate and open their own? Handful of you. How did it make you feel? Great? Ryder, you're still angry? So was I. So was I, right? And yes, there's ways to do it right and there's ways to do it wrong. I will tell you, there's a woman way back in the day named Elizabeth Darsh. You guys, anyone familiar with that name? She used to run a lot of the affiliate stuff. And the first couple of times coaches had left, I was really upset, did not handle it well. And she was like, Jay, that's because you're doing a great job. She's like, people want to do what you're doing, and you're mad at them. I was like, yeah, I am very angry. But, and part of it was the way it was handled. So the first person that left, Jess, I literally was the best man in her wedding, she met her husband at my affiliate. And then I was so angry when she left that we didn't talk for nearly 5 or 6 years. Then another coach of mine, Dean, left, never told me anything, down the road opened. Right? So it starts to burn you a little bit. You get upset. Then 5 or 6 coaches later, a coach named Chad left. And he's like, he sat me down and he was like, Jay, I want to open an affiliate. Will you help me? And I was like, oh, this is a learning opportunity. And I helped him. And now he owns 2 affiliates in upstate New York. But I took him under my wing. I let him borrow equipment. I sent coaches there. I didn't care that he was still coaching at the affiliate because, I wanted him to do well. I had taught him, he had a job, like an engineering job at GE, like a well-paying job. And it was a big decision for him to leave that and start his own box. And I think you guys have coaches and members that will eventually want to do it. And you have an opportunity to see the good in them and help them create something. And as you guys are seeing here, a rising tide lifts all boats. The box down the road is not your competition. The box down the road is there to help you spread the word of CrossFit. Because if more people do CrossFit in your town, they're going to be doing it at your affiliate as well. Next slide. Think of a coach, member, or business partner that has been frustrating you. Fern, you're going to want to do this exercise. How can you help them be a winner? How can you help them be a winner? Anyone willing to share that? What did you say, Justin? Buy him out. Go ahead, Nikki.
I would definitely say like my way is to like shine a light on the things that they're doing well, not focusing on my frustration or focusing on the good.
You guys have members that frustrate you? Anyone? Is there anything you can do to improve that relationship? It doesn't have to be a coach that's leaving. Can you just, who's got a member that they genuinely don't look forward to seeing? Like if they're in class, you're like, I wish they were not here. Allison? What's that person's name? We don't know them.
We were just talking about her. Her name is Katie.
Her name is Katie. So if Katie, are you coaching tomorrow? Or Tuesday? Oh, next time you're at the box, if you were coaching, what's one thing you can do differently when Katie's there?
To be completely frank, I have been working very hard to already change this, and so I just make sure that I'm always the first one to go to her. I don't wait for her to come to me.
Yeah, but that's great, right? That is a big step. Anybody else? All right, next slide. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. So, how many of you guys feel vulnerable when you're submitting your coaching development homework? Like putting it out there for me or Lindsay or DT or Pat Barber. Put your hands up high so we can see. Lindsay, you see that? It's because you're mean. Pointing at people. When I was trying to get on seminar staff, the same people that I was angry with because they left, Jess and Dean, a handful of other boxes, well, I needed to get better. So I was like, well, can I come in and can you give me feedback? These were coaches I developed, level ones at the time. And I was like, can I come in and be vulnerable and give feedback from you guys? And they let me. Right? That was part of how we rekindled some of our relationships. But by doing that, it showed them like, hey, I'm just trying to get better as well. And without doing that, I wouldn't have had the practice. You know how it is. Training your own members at times is like, they listen, they don't listen, because it's Claire, it's Allie, it's like my normal coach. When you show up at a different box, has anyone done that for us? Showing up somewhere else and coached? No? They listen to you better, right? They're like, oh, Joby's here, someone's here, I got to pay attention. And the same was here. I had to put myself out there in order to improve, in order to hit that goal that I had. Next slide. When's the last time you've asked your coaches for feedback on your classes? How receptive are you with receiving cues in class? So a lot of you guys were talking throughout the weekend about, well, how do I get my coaches to level up? Are you trying to level up? Who's got an answer for this? When was the last time, Ren?
My head coaches eval me, so they use the scorecard.
They consistently do that? Candy?
Every class, the coach, ask them afterwards if they take, or if they take one of my classes, I ask them if there's anything that they would like to do different or how they felt.
How many of you have not gotten feedback on your coaching in the last 3 months? Or more, 3 months or more. That's a good percentage of you. Can you go back on Monday and ask one of your coaches to watch you guys coach? Could you film it? Can you do more of the coaches development homework and give Lindsay opportunity to give you feedback?
If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, if you're interested in what we do in Affiliate University, there's going to be a link somewhere around this video. Book a call. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help you build a better box.
Next slide. Be a goldfish. Anybody make a mistake at their box? So when I opened in 2007, like many of you, I decided to grandfather all my members in. Who did that? Who else has done that? Who still has grandfathered members? Is it a handful of you? Ren. Okay, we're working. So it was uncomfortable because I had like 400 or 500 members at one point, and there's like 50 paying $80 a month. Well, this is like 2011, 12, 13. I was charging like $180 in upstate New York. Classes are packed. There's no room for them to go. But meanwhile, these 50 people are paying $80. And it was one of the harder things I've ever had to do, to go to these people who, by the way, were my clients leading up to opening the box, that supported me and allowed me to grow this thing. And I was like, we have to do something about your rates. And I didn't have a coach. I wasn't like, well, $20 is the threshold. I was like, you're paying this, you need to pay this. And how many people do you think left? None. Literally zero. And that's why we are so deliberate when we tell you guys to do this, because we've experienced it. Fern's done rate increases, I've done it, but I mean, a $100 rate increase is absurd. But they're the people that have been there for 5-6 years. They knew the value. They were just paying it. There were some hurt feelings. There were some talks. There was some soothing of things. But I was like, I made a mistake, and we need to rectify this. We need to fix it, because this will literally destroy my business, letting you guys do that. Next slide. What is something you've been holding onto that you need to forget or let go of? Write down, I am letting go of. This could be personal, this could be business. Who wants to share? Justin?
So we've been really trying to absorb the idea of your competitor is not the gym down the street. And there's one gym in particular in our city that just really grinds my gears. There's a lot of previous experiences of them taking members from us, and just a lot of things that's really hard to forgive. And also actively reach out to them to become friends. And so that's something on Tuesday that I'm going to be doing, is actively reaching out to the owner to basically say, hey, look, I'm tired of this crap. Let's work this thing out. It's you, not me.
Skip that last line. But that's great, because it's not doing you any good. Right? And I can tell you, just like a frustrating member, when you have a frustrating member, it's very unlikely they're only frustrating you. They're frustrating all of your coaches. They're frustrating most of your members. And you're frustrating everybody because you're frustrated. And it's the same thing there. This guy's bothering you. Someone's overhearing you say something. Someone can tell when he gets brought up, you cringe. Right? Let that shit go on Tuesday. Good stuff, Justin. Next slide. Happiness is a choice. Man, the one, people say, do you have regrets, selling your box, doing things with the affiliates? And I don't, but I wish I were happier when I was doing it. Right? I had 500 people. I was going to weddings all the time. I was a godfather of kids. My best friends that I were spending time with. It was an amazing time, and I was so angry at people, frustrated, burned out, that I wasn't able to enjoy it. It was actually last night with you, Case, right? We were sitting there talking. I was at the social, be it briefly, and I was talking to Case, and he was like, look around, right? Remember? Look around. Look at all these people. And I think Fern and I are really proud and the team, humbled for what we get to do, but I think for me, it was we see you all virtually in groups of 6, and once in a while a big call on Monday, but wow, everyone's here. And not only are these people all here, we're all here for the same mission, right? That was, I really thought about that when I snuck out early last night. My entire drive home, when I was in bed at 9 o'clock and you guys were all partying, I was like, man, that was really cool. And I think it's easy to overlook that at your affiliate. You guys are, a lot of issues and problems. That's what we're here for, to improve those things. But I think you cannot overlook the impact you are having every day on dozens, even hundreds of people at your box. Right? You don't know it, but someone's life, someone's relationship with their spouse is better. Someone's a better mom or dad because of you. Someone's a better employee. Someone's just a better person or happier. You probably have someone that's like, man, I was really depressed today. And now I'm not, and they just never told you that. So I think it's important that we go home, handle business on Tuesday, and Wednesday, remember, we still have this group. We are still doing something 99.9% of the world wish they had the opportunity to do. Now, don't get me wrong. It's because you guys all had the balls to do it. This should be a term for ladies as well, but balls to do it. But you guys get what I'm saying. The courage to do it. The courage to do it. But don't forget, Edit that post-production, Nate. Next slide. Write 3 sentences that start with, I am happy. Let's get one from 3 different people. Actually, let's do this. Nate, get ready. I want you guys, one at a time, somebody to read a sentence. When someone finishes, someone else go. Try not to step on each other. Someone kick it off.
To be here.
What is it? I am.
I'm happy to be here.
Nice, James.
I'm happy with my growth.
Happy with my growth.
Happy to be a mom.
I'm happy to be a mom. I love it, Amber.
Happy to be a dad.
Happy to be a dad. Yeah, Justin, dad's out there.
Happy at my job.
I'm happy at my job.
I'm happy I quit my job to run my affiliate full time.
Yeah, NASCAR. Who else?
I'm happy with my freedom.
Happy with my freedom. I'm going to call on names. Ryan Fellows.
I'm happy to own my own affiliate.
I'm happy. Robert.
I'm happy that these are the problems I get to address instead of something way more serious.
I love it. Trey.
I'm happy with my life.
Sarah, just because you're not making eye contact.
I'm happy with the life that we created.
Caroline.
I'm happy to live my dreams.
Ryan.
I'm happy I get to spend a little more time in my gym this coming week. So.
Lauren.
I'm happy for the opportunity that I have to grow my affiliate.
Allie.
I'm happy I get to help people.
Keisha, last.
I'm happy I get to do the shit that I love every day. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. Next slide. Winning is an attitude. You know, when I went to sell my box, it wasn't the intention, right? I actually went to the owner. I was like, hey, I want to buy this building. It was at the point, like I said, 500 members. We've expanded to the point I couldn't expand any further without owning it because I would have had to tear down more stuff. And he was like, I'll give you $500,000 for this. How many of you would take $500,000 and walk out the door right now to sell your affiliate? Be honest. I was like, no. And he looked, I remember like certain moments in life, he looked at me, this dude is crazy. And I was like, this is worth way more than that. And, you know, I need to be a little more clear with, you know, when I started CrossFit, I was like, those of you that seriously have read the book, like that was real. Like I lived in the ghetto of Albany, New York, right? Like whatever you think's going on out there was like 10 times worse. I had this, I gotta say this PC, how do I do it? Don't, yeah, that's probably the right answer. I don't think I put this in the book. I'm gonna say it, sorry if I offend anybody. I had this dude that lived next door, like pretty overweight dude. And he would dress like a woman. And he would always come up to me, and he was just like crazy. And I was like, you're not even trying to, A, look attractive over here. Like, you could dress up and do this a lot better. And, you know, like, I think, like, we could talk about that. And it was just like, he would constantly be badgering me. He'd be in my car, like, he'd break into the car. I was like, this is where I live. Like, because this is all I could afford. Right? So to think within 10 years, someone's going to offer me $500,000. Like, I never would have dreamed that. And I was like, no. Because winning is an attitude. I'm like, I'm better than that. Like, look what I've done. Like, this is not $500K. What is a personal, professional, and fitness win you've had so far in 2022? 2023. Go back a year. 2023. Who's willing to share a personal win? Anna?
Bought a house.
Bought a house, Keisha?
Got rid of my husband.
We'll unpack that later. She didn't murder her husband. Anybody else have a personal win? Yep. Abby?
Had a baby.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big win. Professional. Who's got a professional win? Ellie? Oh, Boucher, quit your job, yep. Ellie?
Doubled revenue.
Doubled your revenue. Who else? Negotiated the heck out of a lease. I like it. How about fitness? Let's not lose track of what got us here. Fitness? When you guys still work out, right?
I started going to the gym again.
Started going to the gym. That's a big deal, right? We got to take care of ourselves. Katie?
I got butterfly pull-ups.
You got butt. Nice job. Anybody get their first muscle up this year? Oh, you guys already had them? Cool. All right, one more slide. Believe in yourself. How many of you struggle to believe in yourselves? Oh, that was more than I was expecting, if I'm being honest. But me too. Me too. Now that you guys have met me, I'm like, I could say I'm 5'3", right? Some of you question that. 5'3". I feel like my nose takes up like half my face. Is that accurate? Is that right? Is that true? Like my best performance in the open is like 12,143rd. I know that sounds impressive, but that was in 2010 when no one was signing up, so. I went to a state college. So there's like a hierarchy to state colleges in New York, right? Binghamton is typically considered the best. So I didn't get into that one. So I went to the next best in Albany. Point being, like, I wasn't like doing all these incredible things, but I was just like, man, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I was like, but I believe in myself. And in 2006, 2007, when I was like burned out personal training, I don't think I've told, Chris, this was your question, right? At the Dave & Buster's, like, when was your turning point, right? So 2006, 2007, I was like, this is like, I'm exhausted. I'm working like 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Like, you have that break because people didn't work out during the day, and you have people bookending it. And I was just taking every client I could just to, survive in that ghetto apartment. And I went back to community college. So I was like, I got to become a gym teacher. So I'm going to become I went back to community college so I can go get a master's, right? I did all to be fair, community college was fun. Like, it was like badminton. I remember that. I won the tournament, for the record. Hudson Valley Community College badminton champion, 2006. And then I got my master's degree. I was like, I got my master's degree in educational psychology. I was like, I'm either going to help people with working out or with their mind. It turns out that's what I'm doing. I was like, cool. Now this works, right? But at the time, I was like, I'm going to become a teacher. And then I was like, I graduated, got my master's degree, and I was like, man, something doesn't feel right. Like, I was sending it out to schools, getting interviews, and I was like, let me bet on myself. Somebody introduced me to CrossFit, and I was like, let me just go do this thing. It's not going well anyway, but I believed I can take it to the next level. I believed I could do something. So I was ready to quit, and luckily I found CrossFit, believed in myself, and never gave up. Next slide. Fill in the sentence. I can blank because blank. I can because. Who's not sure? Who wants to yell something out? Haley.
I can get my business off the ground because I have people in my corner that care.
Oh, I love it, Haley. Who else? Go ahead, yep.
I can run a good business because I'm doing it. We have a good gym.
Who else? James?
Can manage others because I care.
Eric, what do you got?
I can get through this because I'm not alone.
Love it, Eric. You're not. Anybody else?
And I can succeed because I share.
Yeah. You guys all care. That's obvious. You wouldn't fly to Colorado, sit here listening to me talk, dealing with Fern, all that kind of stuff, if you didn't care about yourself, your business, and more importantly, other people. So are you guys crying? Did I get tears? That's success, all right. Marcus, I told you. I'm debating to read this or not. Well, you guys don't know why I'm debating it. I'm debating it because I read it once to a graduating class. And I specifically told Nate, don't use this because I want to read it again and again so I don't have to keep writing lectures every time you guys graduate. We have a graduation this Thursday, so if I read this right now, I have to do some work between now and Thursday. But I'll read it. Just know on Thursday you may hear it again. To the 2023 Affiliate U Mastermind, I have 2 words for you. Winners win. But hold that thought for a moment. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you for holding the line. Thank you for keeping the standard the standard. Thank you for not allowing other people to move the salt shaker. Back to it. Winners win. It is hard to lead from the front. It is hard to follow behind. It is hard to wake up early, and it is hard to sleep in. You have to pick your pain. What is your pain going to be? Some pain comes with reward, while some pain comes with regret. Winners win. Back in the day, I used to train a Buddhist monk. One day we were training, and in the middle of his workout, he stopped, and he said, "This hurts." I, of course, responded with, "Well, be more damn Buddhist." He was confused and asked, "What does that mean?" I said, "Hurts is not a Buddhist thing to say, so keep going." He said, "Wait, okay, I'll rephrase it. This workout is inserting pain faster than I can process it." I said, "Well, you need to process that shit faster." Buddhists do not have currency. Their currency is how fast they can process pain. Winners process pain faster. Winners win. It is painful to be poor. It is painful to be rich. It is painful to wake up sore from a workout, and it is painful to wake up fat and out of shape. Pick your pain. Winners win. Durable comes from the root word dura, a Latin word for hard. Can you handle hard shit? Or are you just going to go through life trying to be comfortable? Your potential, Potential, plus your ability to process pain equals your destiny. What pain do you choose? What path do you choose to walk? Winners win. It is hard to stay late after coaching the 5 a.m. class. It is hard to get sales across the line when other affiliates are cutting prices. It is hard to coach 3 classes in a row. It is hard to make $1 million and balance your life when you're fucking rich. It's all hard. Winners win. I'm old. It's hard to be old. It's hard to look back and realize your 20s and 30s are gone. There's a lot I should have, could have, and would have done differently, but I can't. There's a lot you need to do differently, but there's also a lot you need to keep doing the same. It's hard owning an affiliate, but winners win. With pain, there is progress. It's unavoidable and it's inevitable. You will see pain, but you can pick your own pain. Are you going to be an affiliate owner that is organized, has a budget, and works to be the best damn coach they can be? Or are you going to be the affiliate owner worried about paying their bills and closing the doors? Either way, it's pain. Pick your pain. Be more durable. And remember, winners win. We are proud of you. I speak on behalf of Fern, Marcus, Katie, and the rest of the team. We couldn't do this without you. We wouldn't want to do it without you. Thank you for allowing us to do what we love every single day. Thank you for allowing us to wake up and give back to the CrossFit community that has given so much to each and every one of us. As you move forward, to continue to make sure that the salt shaker stays exactly where it's supposed to be. Winners win, and you're all winners. Thank you, guys.
If you are struggling with building your team, running the administrative portion of your gym, or just don't know what to do with regard to your strategy, that is exactly the things that we help people with inside of Affiliate University. So if you're trying to build a better box so that you can provide more impact to more people via this thing called CrossFit, we'd love to help you. So click the link somewhere around this video, set up a call, and we'll chat with you soon.